Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 4, Book 52, Number 55. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. The Prophet delivered a sermon and said, Zaid took the flag and was martyred, and then Jafar took the flag and was martyred, and then Abdullah bin Rawaha took the flag and was martyred too, and then Khalid bin al-Walid took the flag though he was not appointed as a commander and Allah made him victorious. The Prophet further added, it would not please us to have them with us. Ayub, a sub-narrator, added, or the Prophet, shedding tears, said, it would not please them to be with us. Volume 4, Book 52, Number 56. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. Haram said, once the Prophet slept in my house near to me and got up smiling. I said, what makes you smile? He replied, some of my followers who, i.e. in a dream, were presented to me sailing on this green sea like kings on thrones. I said, O Allah's apostle, invoke Allah to make me one of them. So the Prophet invoked Allah for her and went to sleep again. He did the same, i.e. got up and told his dream, and Haran repeated her question and he gave the same reply. She said, invoke Allah to make me one of them. He said, you are among the first batch. Later on it happened that she went out in the company of her husband, Ubadah bin as-Samit, who went for Jihad, and it was the first time the Muslims undertook a naval expedition led by Muawiyah. When the expedition came to an end and they were returning to Sham, a riding animal was presented to her to ride. But the animal let her fall and thus she died. Volume 4, Book 52, Number 57. Narrated by Anas. The Prophet sent 70 men from the tribe of Bani Salim to the tribe of Bani Amir. When they reached there, my maternal uncle said to them, I will go ahead of you, and if they allow me to convey the message of Allah's apostle, it will be all right, otherwise you will remain close to me. So he went ahead of them and the pagans granted him security, but while he was reporting the message of the Prophet, they beckoned to one of their men who stabbed him to death. My maternal uncle said, Allah is greater. By the Lord of the Kaaba, I am successful. After that they attached the rest of the party, and killed them all except a lame man who went up to the top of the mountain. Haman, a sub-narrator said, I think another man was saved along with him. Gabriel informed the Prophet that they, i.e. the martyrs, met their Lord, and he was pleased with them and made him pleased. We used to recite, inform our people that we have met our Lord, he is pleased with us and he has made us pleased. Later on this Quranic verse was cancelled. The Prophet invoked Allah for 40 days to curse the murderers from the tribe of Ral, Darquin, Bani Lahian and Bam Usayyah who disobeyed Allah and his apostle. Volume 4, Book 52, Number 58. Narrated by Jundub bin Sufyan. In one of the holy battles a finger of Allah's apostle got wounded and bled. He said, you are just a finger that bled, and what you got is in Allah's cause. Volume 4, Book 52, Number 59. Narrated by Abu Hurairah. Allah's apostle said, by him in whose hands my soul is. Whoever is wounded in Allah's cause, and Allah knows well who gets wounded in his cause, will come on the day of resurrection with his wound having the color of blood but the scent of musk. Volume 4, Book 52, Number 60. Narrated by Abdullah bin Abbas. That Abu Sufyan told him that Heraclius said to him, I asked you about the outcome of your battles with him, i.e. the Prophet, and you told me that you fought each other with alternate success. So the apostles attested in this way, but the ultimate victory is always theirs. Volume 4, Book 52, Number 61. Narrated by Anas. My uncle Anas bin an-Nadr was absent from the Battle of Badr. He said, O Allah's apostle, I was absent from the first battle you fought against the pagans. By Allah, if Allah gives me a chance to fight the pagans, no doubt Allah will see how bravely I will fight. On the day of Uhud, when the Muslims turned their backs and fled, he said, O Allah, I apologize to you for what these, i.e. his companions, have done, and I denounce what these, i.e. the pagans, have done. Then he advanced and Sa'd bin Mu'ah met him. He said, O Sa'd bin Mu'ah, by the Lord of An-Nada, paradise, I am smelling its aroma coming from before the mountain of Uhud. Later on Sa'd said, O Allah's apostle, I cannot achieve or do what he, i.e. Anas bin An-Nada, did. We found more than 80 wounds by swords and arrows on his body. We found him dead and his body was mutilated so badly that none except his sister could recognize him by his fingers. We used to think that the following verse was revealed concerning him and other men of his sort. Among the believers are men who have been true to their covenant with Allah. 33.23 His sister Ar-Rubi'ah broke a front tooth of a woman and Allah's apostle ordered for retaliation. On that Anas bin An-Nada said, O Allah's apostle, by him who has sent you with the truth, my sister's tooth shall not be broken. Then the opponents of Anas's sister accepted the compensation and gave up the claim of retaliation. So Allah's apostle said, there are some people amongst Allah's slaves whose oaths are fulfilled by Allah when they take them. Volume 4, Book 52, Number 62. Narrated by Qaria bin Zaid. Zaid bin Thabit said, when the Quran was compiled from various written manuscripts, one of the verses of Surah Al-Ahzab was missing, which I used to hear Allah's apostle reciting. I could not find it except with Khuzaimah bin Thabit al-Ansari, whose witness Allah's apostle regarded as equal to the witness of two men. And the verse was, among the believers are men who have been true to what they covenanted with Allah. 33.23. Volume 4, Book 52, Number 63. Narrated by Al-Bara. A man whose face was covered with an iron mask, i.e. clad in armor, came to the Prophet and said, O Allah's apostle, shall I fight or embrace Islam first? The Prophet said, embrace Islam first and then fight. So he embraced Islam, and was martyred. Allah's apostle said, a little work, but a great reward. He did very little, after embracing Islam, but he will be rewarded in abundance. Volume 4, Book 52, Number 64. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. Ar-Rubi'ah bint al-Bara, the mother of Hartha bin Suraka, came to the Prophet and said, O Allah's Prophet, will you tell me about Hartha? Hartha has been killed, i.e. martyred, on the day of Badr with an arrow thrown by an unidentified person. She added, if he is in paradise, I will be patient. Otherwise, I will weep bitterly for him. He said, O mother of Hartha, there are gardens in paradise and your son got the Firdausul A'la, i.e. the best place in paradise. Volume 4, Book 52, Number 65. Narrated by Abu Musa. A man came to the Prophet and asked, a man fights for war booty, another fights for fame and a third fights for showing off. Which of them fights in Allah's cause? The Prophet said, he who fights that Allah's word, i.e. Islam, should be superior, fights in Allah's cause. Volume 4, Book 52, Number 66. Narrated by Abu Abs. Who is Abdur-Rahman bin Jabir, Allah's apostle said, anyone whose both feet get covered with dust in Allah's cause will not be touched by the hell fire.